Okay, let's go live to the United States now and bring in the Australian's Washington correspondent, Adam Creighton. Adam, thanks for joining me again. Now, you were on the ground at the Madison Square Garden rally. This was described as some Hitler-Nazi affair, but actually there were thousands and thousands of Jews who were there. In fact, the Jewish community, I would say mostly in the US, I know people hate hearing this, are supporting Trump because they're single-issue voters. But what were your takeouts from the night?
Well, just the level of energy and the huge numbers of people. I mean, it was fully at capacity, 20,000 people. I had to queue up 3 hours before the start just to get in, and many thousands of people were turned away outside. And just on the Jewish issue, there were many Israeli flags flying within the event. So the idea it was some sort of Nazi rally is just totally absurd. It was very peaceful, very happy. There was lots of energy, lots of happiness. There were no fights. And it went for, 6.5 hours. So you had, 20,000 people in the stadium for 6.5 hours listening to Trump and his various allies. And of course, the media has made a huge deal out of this one silly joke that happened right at the start by the first speaker, by a speaker that I'd never heard of, actually, some new comedian. He said a stupid joke, but
Adam,
look, I don't think it's going to change much.
I've actually got those comments from that comedian. So let's have a look at this.
But there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico.
So this has actually sparked, as you say, a major backlash in the media. The Trump campaign has had to respond to this. They say that it doesn't reflect the former president's views. But, why is he being blamed for this?
Well, because they're desperate, I think. And if you look at the polls and if you look at the political betting markets, everything has been moving Trump's way. I mean, just literally half an hour ago, I checked the betting markets to see whether all this drama had made any difference to what people think the outcome will be. And in fact, Trump's chances of winning has gone from 61 to 63%. So I don't think it's really made any difference. I mean, the reality is, who's going to make a decision to vote based on a random joke from a random comedian? I mean, I think it's very unlikely. I think most sensible people know that this guy is not. He's not aligned with the Trump campaign. So look, I think it'll all wash over.
Yeah, I have to say, I think it's amazing that 20,000 people can sit for 6.5 hours engaged at a rally. I mean, can you imagine Albo, or really any of our political leaders, trying to get people up and stay awake for 10 minutes, let alone 6 hours? It's just amazing. I want to quickly ask you about this Washington Post issue. They've decided, it's a left-leaning newspaper, they've decided not to endorse a candidate. There's now mass resignations and subscription cancellations. People are so angry that they're not backing in Kamala Harris. What's Jeff Bezos said about this, Adam?
His direct remarks, he wants to stay neutral, I think, in the face of what is likely a Trump victory. But it's not just the Washington Post, it's also the LA Times as well that's decided not to endorse a candidate. I think it's a pragmatic move, and maybe if anything, it increases respect for these newspapers amongst the general public, so they're not seen as such campaigning vehicles anymore. But the reality is, I don't think many people really base their votes on these editorials from what are fairly elite liberal newspapers anyway.
I think they don't even have to give an official endorsement. I actually do subscribe to the Washington Post because it's just kind of entertaining to read the one-sided coverage. But there's no question they support Kamala Harris. Anyway, Adam Creighton, thanks for your time.